Hello. I should have an intro on these. I should do that in the future. Oh, yes, welcome to today's launch stream. I have not done a launch stream in a very long time, but I'm excited for it. By the way, before you get into this, I should actually probably link that. That sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah, this is me doing the things I do, which is kind of make this stuff all along the way. Because due to the fact that I do not live in Florida, I can't get this footage myself. Sadly. I wish I could. But yep. Well, I could do maybe. But not this. So, let's talk about a little bit about this mission as we wait for 40-something minutes for the footage to come online. This mission is Astra, which is, I like Astra. I don't know if other people like Astra, but I know I like Astra. It's an Astra mission. It will be launching in approximately, what time is it right now? It'll be launching in just under an hour, 42 minutes? Yeah, an hour and 42 minutes. It will be launching the TROPICS Flight 1 mission, which is a set of 2 satellites, part of the TROPICS constellation. TROPICS is an acronym. Welcome to NASA. It's just space stuff in general. TROPICS is being launched by NASA. It's a NASA mission. This mission, TROPICS stands for the... I actually can't remember because it's very long. TROPICS stands for... No. I'm going to look that up, because I cannot remember it at all. TROPICS stands for... Let's just pull this up. How about that? Yes, TROPICS stands for... Time-resolved observations of precipitation structure and storm intensity with a constellation of Smallsats. That is what TROPICS stands for. It is a mouthful, and that's why I cannot remember it. Because, you know, I can't remember anything. Ever. Yes. I know I'm excited for the stream. I haven't done a launch stream in a long time, like I said earlier. The last one I did was actually on Christmas Day. Because, yeah, it was James Webb Space Telescope. I'm pretty sure it was the last one I did. Well, we're back today for a very fun one. To be fair, the only reason I started this one I did was simply because I wanted to get to it. Yeah. I wanted to get right into it. I wanted to start, you know, just get into the stream kind of thing. I do actually want to talk about a side project I am doing currently. I want to talk about a side project I'm doing right now. The side project is, I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it is basically a rocket thing that I'm making. I haven't really talked about it on Twitter, actually, which is totally something I would not be doing, because I am very excited for me to get done with it. That'll be fun. I'm also debating if I want to get back to doing video games on this channel. If you've been here for a while, you will remember that a couple of months ago, I did a small series that I ended up not continuing because I lost interest in the game, to be fair, on Mars Horizon, which, it's a fun game, but it took a lot of work, and I did not have time for it, like, at all. I didn't know that I started, like, right before spring break, and I do this thing where if I start something and go on a long break, it doesn't get done. Because, like, I have to do this all of my series. For example, a big one right now is Ted Muir series that I'm doing right now. Where if I take a break on it, that next episode won't get done for months. Because I won't, like, like once I get started, I can't stop, because if I stop, I stop. I don't get back to it. A large example of this was a long time ago now, was with the SLS series I did on SLS and Constellation. I did that Constellation episode roughly on time, and then after that, though, I had to work on that second one, and school went on happening and all of that, and I just never got to work on it. And to be fair, after that is when I decided to start doing these episodes where I do them now, where I have a set of milestones I do. And, if you follow me on Twitter, by the way, my Twitter is actually on the homepage of my YouTube channel. Or if you go to my website, which also is on my YouTube channel, I do talk about all that stuff constantly on Twitter whenever there's an update on it. And also, most of the time when I announce something, I announce it, I announce it on Twitter. I don't announce it on YouTube, because I don't have subscribers for that. And, I don't announce it on Instagram or anything like that. Some things I announce on Instagram, but that's rare. Most of the time, if it's something I'm announcing on Instagram, it's more like I've gone somewhere. And there is a small thing I am possibly going to be doing later this summer, as I do have plans on doing a bunch of stuff this summer, because simply, summer break, I plan on doing a bunch of series, a bunch of videos, on a bunch of space stuff that I plan on doing. For instance, I have some of this I've been working on, and I'm just gonna go ahead and announce it here. I'll announce it on Twitter later, in case people didn't see the stream. I will be doing a series. I don't know if series is the right word. I'll be doing a video on Salute once I finish Meal, all of the Salute stations, Salute 1 to Salute 7. Then, once I finish that episode, the next episode after that will be on Skylab, which is the American space station, pre-ISS. Then, after Skylab, I will be doing a large series. I plan on having that Skylab episode come out later this month. Maybe early of next month. And then after that, I plan on spending a bunch of time, a bunch of time, on a series that I am not talking about yet. Because it's going to be a big one, and I want to have, a big announcement thread on it, on Twitter. And possibly other stuff as well. Yeah, that'll be fun. So yes, that's that part of the planning. I also plan on possibly doing something in August. I need to make sure it doesn't conflict with any other things scheduling wise, because it does involve me going somewhere. Some people, if they are keeping up with, keeping up with rocket launches, may know what I am possibly going to be doing in August. Yeah, that'll be fun. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about, and now I can't remember it. At all. What else was I want to talk about? I know there was something. There was something I wanted to talk about, and now I can't remember it. Great, I'll probably remember it in 5 or 6 minutes, when I'm on a completely different subject. I'll talk about some random thing, and I'll remember it. I don't know what to talk about, which is something I do frequently. What I could do is go to this thing real quick. And actually talk about what we're here to watch, which I can't even show yet, because there's another 34 minutes until the fair is a thing for me. So yeah, so this mission is TROPICS, Flight 1. It's time-resolved observations of precipitation, structure, and storm intensity with a constellation of smallsats, or TROPICS. This mission will provide a rapid refresh microwave measurements over the tropics that can be used to observe the thermodynamics of the troposphere and precipitation structure for storm systems and the mesoscale and synoptic-scale over the entire storm lifecycle. TROPICS comprises of a constellation of CubeSats and 3 low Earth orbital planes. Each CubeSat will host a high-performance radiometer, scanning across the satellite track at 30 rounds per minute, to provide temperature profiles using 7 channels near the 118.75 GHz oxygen absorption line. Water vapor profiles using 3 channels near the 183 GHz water vapor absorption line. Did I say that again? No. Okay. Imagery in a single channel near 90 gigahertz. I remember what that was called. For precipitation measurements and a singular channel of 206 gigahertz for cloud ice measurements. This is the first flight. Astra will be doing another flight for the same program? Yeah, it's a program. I want to say later this month as well. I want to say it's later this month. I can look for it here. Yeah. TROPICS Flight 2, which will be probably later this month. Probably closer to the end of this month, I would suspect. If not early next month. And while I'm looking at this, it reminded me, the next Firefly Alpha launch, if it happens, by the mission's called To the Black. If it happens when it is currently set, I will for sure stream that. But it will also be on my birthday. That'll be fun. That did not happen ever. For, well, me being who I am in space and whatnot. That'll be fun. But yes. Hopefully, this mission goes better than that last one did. For Astra. And for Firefly. Ending that topic. Because if you didn't watch and you don't remember, the last Rocket 3 launch, which was in February? Was it in March? I want to say it was in February. To look it up real quick. Was not the biggest success. It was in... Yeah, it was in February. It was on February 10th. And yeah, it was like the big first launch out of Cape Canaveral, and it didn't succeed. Like it didn't make it to orbit. That's the nice thing to say. It basically, I remember seeing something about how it had a issue with a bunch of electrical systems and some like communication issues and stuff like that. Ended up causing it to not be able to enter an orbit around, you know, planet Earth. But hey, that happens. Like, SpaceX had how many launches before they had a constant success rate? Yeah, like, nobody succeeds on the first try. Even I can't do that. Well, not the hard way. But yeah, so this summer was going to be very interesting for me. I plan on finishing Meal here soon, and then doing other stuff I talked about earlier. But in late June, I am going, when I say late June, I mean June 23rd to early July. I can't work on anything because I will not be in this country. In fact, I won't even be in this country. I'll be on vacation somewhere else. That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. I'm excited for that. But yeah, so like, I won't have internet access for most of that, other than when I'm in a singular port on a 9-day cruise. So that'll be fun. Yeah, so I can't work on anything, which is the reason I want to get everything but that one series that I'm not announcing yet done before that. And if I start another series, that as well, because that'll be... I want to get that done by the end of June so I can spend all of July and all of August working on this much bigger series I plan on doing. Because I want to have as much time as I can to work on that and not have to work on anything smaller. Because that will be like the big major thing on this channel. How did I forget that super simple set of 2 words? Because, you know, I forget everything, apparently. To be fair, all this section is right now is me thinking of things to talk about while I wait for the footage to become a thing. Because once I can have views of the rocket, this will change a lot. And I'll talk even more about it. Yeah. I actually haven't seen that many Astra launches. I've seen a bunch of Falcon 9s, I've seen a bunch of Atlas 5s, I've seen a bunch of, well, I've seen 2 Delta 4s, because in the amount of time I've been a space fan, there have only been 2 Delta 4 heavy launches. I have seen no relativity, because nobody has seen any relativity launches yet. I've seen 1 Firefly Alpha, because there's only been 1. What else have I seen? I have seen... Yes, the launch is still set for today. It's set for 12 p.m. my time. 12 p.m. local time, Eastern time. Or let's talk about... I should say saying this in UST. But it's not set for UST on here because I'm American and I live on the East Coast. And I don't like to do mathematical calculations frequently. But yes, the launch is still set to go for today. Hopefully that stays. Because I don't think I've actually ever had me be streaming and a launch get cancelled. I don't think that has happened to me yet. That's a good question. Wait, do horses not produce 1 horsepower? Wait, huh? Because you would, yeah, that's a good question. A horse should make 1 horsepower. It apparently does 14.9. That does not make sense. Okay. Okay then. Horses are just casually breaking... I'm not gonna say physics, because that's not really physics. They're breaking, I don't know, common sense? English. That's what they're doing. They're breaking English. They're breaking the language. Yeah. That makes much more sense than what I was thinking about saying. Yeah. Yeah. Horses do 1 horsepower. If anybody ever invents a time machine, you should go back in time and change that. Yeah, horses are weird. I've ridden a horse once. I regret that life choice very much. That was not fun. I did it once, and then it was like never again. Ever. That was kind of scary. Yeah. Especially when I had that moment that I realized if this thing wanted to, it could probably kill me right now. Yeah. Fun fact, being on a horse and realizing if it wanted to, it could kill you is not a fun experience. Because you're like, I have no control over if I live or die right now. Gonna go nice and slow. And then wish that this thing had an ejection seat. Imagine if a horse had an ejection seat. It's like it does something weird and you just pull a lever and like, ejection seat off of a horse. I feel like that's the new definition of overkill. Oh look, my cat's here. Hi. I may end up being catted here in a second. Because he's my cat. And he's lonely. He's very lonely. As long as you stay down there, I'm fine. Because you're out of camera view. Down there, buddy. Yeah. The last time I did a stream, maybe it was time before that, I was in the middle of said stream, and Gemini was... Oh my god, yes. I remember watching a video, I want to say it was by Everyday Astronaut, Tim Dodd, talking about how it's kind of a good thing that Gemini never had an abort, because that would not have been good. Could you imagine being, like, going, like, supersonic speeds and having to ejection seat out of a rocket? Like, in airplane, it's different, because, like, with the airplane, you're going horizontal. Like, you may be going a little bit vertical, but for the most part, you're going horizontal, and you ejection seat and it pulls you out. But when you're going, like, straight up vertical, like, you may be, like, no, with Gemini, by the time it started to tilt, it was out of that abort mode, and was in just, you should shut off the engines. like going straight up in a boat seating. Like, that would have been interesting. Also, a game I recommend playing for space nerds, if you don't play it already, is Dota's Re-Entry, an orbital simulator. That's a fun one, for me at least. I enjoy it. Cool, I don't need to talk about Kerbal Space Program. Everybody knows what Kerbal Space Program is. But, yeah. Something I did a while ago now, I went into Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, because all rockets... Yeah, that would not have gone well. Pure oxygen environment, having a bunch of fire in it. Yeah. Yeah, pure oxygen. Yeah. Like, you can see why they did it, because it was probably cheaper. But, yeah, they didn't do that for long. Well, I say they didn't do that for long, but they did it for too long. They did it for long enough. Cause problem. Why do you want so much cuddles? I'm about to just pick you up. Cause on this stream it looks like I am just talking to the floor. And having my hand on the ground. You know, I'm just... Come here, buddy. What are you, idiot? Oh, fail. Hi. You wanted cuddles, so you get cuddles. This is what I have to deal with. This is what I have to deal with. Constantly. Is this cat. Who all he ever wants to do when I'm down here doing anything is kind of just be pet. Like, there have been multiple times I've been, like, recording something, and, like, he's just hopped on my desk and it's, like, knocked over my microphone, or knocked over my camera, or he even one time managed to somehow... Yeah, oxygen and nitrogen superiority. He somehow, like, one time he somehow managed to knock over my ring light, and, like, tried to break... He literally just did what I was just talking about, knocking over my microphone. Why do you do this? Huh? Why do you do this? You did it again! You're driving me nuts, cat! Go lay in your corner. Oh. Scream, sleep, and repeat. Yeah, that's cats in one word. Why are you biting my ear? Seriously. Why are you biting my ear? If you weren't so cute, you probably wouldn't be in this house anymore. And now you're just gonna lay on my lap and not be in the way anymore. Thank you. Thank you. And now, I swear to God, if you bite my ankle, I will chuck you into the wall. So, thank you. Yeah, I've started to read a book, the Apollo Motors. That's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited for that book. Yeah, I'm excited for that book. To get really into it. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, like, and something I remember a long time ago. Like, this was back before I even had this YouTube channel kind of thing. I did an episode of my podcast talking about modern abort systems. I don't even remember what I remember it was going to be a series called, like, How Rockets Work. And I did that one episode and then never did that again because I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. And it, like something I may do because recently I've been doing much more, like, historical stuff. And, like, those videos have been doing much better. Like, yeah. Like, so the plan I've had is for me to do an episode on historical abort systems now. Since I have a much larger platform than I did back then. And talk about, you know, abort systems going back to, you know, all the way back to stuff like, you know, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, Soyuz, like, Vostok, all of those. Because the only, like, stock, I want to say, was the one that if in the event of the cosmonaut needing to abort, it was like that poor dude would just have to jump out of the capsule. Like, could you imagine having to jump out of, let's say, a Mercury capsule? Like, imagine that. You're like, supersonic speeds. You're basically in space. Something goes wrong, and Mission Control just tells you to jump. Like, that is the equivalent of leaning down and kissing your butt goodbye and hoping to God you don't burn up on re-entry. Like, what happens then? Like, I suppose once you're high enough, they'd probably just cut the engines and have you re-enter. But, like, yeah, launch abort systems back then were wild. But I suppose you can see why. Because, I mean, the idea was not for it to make sense, but for it to save the person on top of the bomb. Because basically, to be fair, a rocket is basically just a controlled explosion. Like, that is basically what that is. But yeah. Yeah, to be fair, I think it's probably pretty obvious that I am a complete history buff. History nut as well. Being the fact that all of my episodes since February have been about historical stuff. Like, yeah. Also, if people listen to the audio version of my podcast, you may notice some gaps. Because, I've commonly done this thing, now since I started this YouTube version, where I will release an episode on the YouTube version and completely forget to release it on the audio edition. And by the time that I remember I should do that, it's been a month. For example, the T-38 episode I did, there's no audio version of that, so that's just great. Woo. Yeah, so the story behind this, by the way, this whole thing, is it was only 2021, right? Yeah, only literally 15 days into 2021. I was sitting on my computer, and it was bored out of my skull, and I kind of just made a podcast. Yeah, I'm not opposed to I talk about it at school a lot. I get bored and I make something crazy. I do something crazy when I'm bored, which is my parents would talk about how they need I need to never get bored because one day I'm gonna get bored and I'm gonna do something stupid and get myself hurt. That day's already happened. I got bored in class one day and cut my finger with a pair of scissors. That's all. I'm not telling that story. 15 minutes until the stream I've chosen for footage is online. That tiny little line is driving me nuts. I'm gonna fix it. There you go. By the way, I do have a green screen, obviously. I don't have a green wall behind me like my original idea when I wanted to not have my house behind me was for me to turn my entire setup around and paint this wall here green. Yeah, I'm happy I never did that. That sounds like a good way to, yeah. That sounds like a really good way to do something stupid. Because, that would be, I don't know, because, it has to be, specific color. By the way, this green screen setup I do have is super janky. Yes, I like pizza. I saw someone put that in the chat. Yes, I do like. Can we put a horse on top of the Astra? Yeah. There was an amazing pizza place near my house that sadly only delivers after 5 o'clock, and most of the time I get pizza at 4 o'clock, so I don't get it often for delivery. And it's I'm not gonna say the name of it or anything like that, but basically it's amazing pizza. They have amazing garlic knots, amazing cheese pizza, all of that. Yeah, I very much like pizza. Commonly I will end up having pizza for dinner if I'm home alone, because I have nothing better to do. So yeah, I do very much like pizza. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask a question to see if I can get people to talk about it in chat. What is what is people's favorite desserts? Because my dessert is probably abnormal. Because my favorite dessert is something very specific and something you can't really get anymore. When I was... I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that you don't eat dessert. But to be fair, you may not be American. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't... How can you not eat dessert? There's so much amazingness in dessert. How could you? Yeah, my favorite dessert-like item, I should say. I always said it wasn't a dessert and it was more of a snack. Is Quench bars. I don't know if people, like, I have not seen an actual, like, full-sized Quench bar in, like, years. I mean, to be fair, I will commonly have breakfast, lunch, dessert, dinner, dessert. Yeah. Breakfast is probably my favorite meal of the day, though. Because pancakes, I'm sorry. Pancakes and waffles. Oh, and also banana Nutella crepes. Like, I used to go to IHOP, like, once a week to get banana Nutella crepes, and then they stopped selling them. I can't believe them. How could they betray me like that? My cat... Yes, he did... Okay, so my cat came back into my office and messed up my green screen, so now I have to adjust this again. And probably wants to make sure nothing's messed up on the launch mode scene, but to do that shows behind the scenes stuff I don't want people to see. So, yeah. By the way, something I did recently, there was an actual short of it on my channel. It's titled, I want to say, Egg Space Program. The context behind that is I got an ST's rocket a while ago, like 5-6 months ago now, and I didn't build it because it was kind of complicated for a while, and then I got bored and I built it one day, and like the next day I painted I painted all black and I did all super cool stuff with it, and I called it Big Boy. And the next day I took it out to where I launched all of my stuff, which is the high school basically right behind my house. And I put an egg inside of its payload section and chucked said egg very high. That rocket broke, by the way, because I kind of forgot to cut the parachute, like to cut the hole on the top of the parachute, so it kind of smacked into the ground hard. Yeah. Yeah, that was a sad day. Yes, Special Discovery. To be fair, Space Shuttle Discovery is my favorite, and the reason for that is actually not because of it did crazy things or did Hubble or anything like that. The reason Discovery is my favorite shuttle is I remember I talked about this a while ago on another stream. Is it flew over my house when I was like 4, and when I say flew over, I mean like you could see it because it was in 2011 when it, you know, did that. 'Cause I live, back then I lived even closer to Washington, D.C., but I still live pretty close to D.C., and, so because of it, I was able to see it easily when it did that, so I saw it fly over my house, and then I live not far away from Udvar-Hazy, where it sits all the time, and because of that, I have seen it more than any other piece of space hardware on this planet. Because I probably end up going to Udvar-Hazy once or twice a month. Yeah, I've only seen 3 space shuttles out of the entire fleet. When I say 3, I'm not sure of flight worthy. I've seen Atlantis, Discovery, and Enterprise. And by the way, I saw Enterprise. Like I know I've seen Enterprise. I don't remember seeing Enterprise because I was very young when it was at Udvar-Hazy and I went and saw it. But yeah. Oh, just a little update. The launch is still set to go. It has not been scrubbed, so that's good. Yeah. I'm a big history nut. Yeah, this is something I remember from when I was young, and Discovery did fly over my house. I immediately after went to the Cracker Barrel down the road and bought this little toy they had of Special Discovery. And it wasn't super fancy or anything like that. It wasn't detailed. It wasn't durable. I broke it within like 2 hours. Yeah, it is. If I recommend, I've seen I've only seen really in my mind 2 space shuttles, Discovery and Atlantis. Both of them are displayed amazingly. Atlantis is Atlantis is definitely very good to go to because how they have it set up. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to do that because it's a new experience. And Discovery, you can get really close to Discovery, You can, you can straight up read the number on the heat shield tiles. You can get right there to it. And this summer, I plan on going to the Intrepid Museum, and seeing Enterprise is the one that's there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Endeavor's in California. And seeing Enterprise, I want to do that. I'm excited for that. Because I will be going to New York this summer for a cruise. Like I was talking about earlier, that cruise I was talking about earlier, I will be going to. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty busy this summer. Hopefully I won't get too much in the way of my other stuff that I'll be doing for this. Yeah, it does kind of look like a pen. I'm excited for Rocket 4. That's even what people are calling it. Because, yeah, I'm excited for, yeah, that'll be, yeah, it does look like a pen. Well, something I won't ever forget was my dad's reaction when we watched the slidey rocket, the third orbital attempt. Right? Was it the third one? The one that slided. The one that slid after that engine failure. My dad watched that and immediately was like... And my dad was like... just talking about how the people controlling... the control engineers that are in charge of... the control system on that thing have to be very good at their job. To be able to, pull something like that off. Because in cool space programs, something like that happens, your rocket tips over. And, explodes. And when it's a rocket with 5,000 parts, destroys your launch pad. I've never done that before. Never, ever have I spent 5 hours waiting for a rocket to load just for it to explode on the pad. Never. That's never happened. Yeah. I've played too much Kerbal Space Program. I have had Kerbal Space Program for 4 years now, maybe more 3 years, and I have played nearly 5,000 hours of that game. I don't even know how that's possible. I'm just casually breaking the laws of Steam. Yeah. That's what we'll say. We'll say I'm breaking the laws of Steam. Yeah. I do crazy things, commonly. Yeah. So, I cannot believe how long it's been since, it was not that long ago. I had never actually seen a rocket launch. Not behind a screen. As in, a year, almost. Actually, yeah, it's almost been a year. When was that launch? Because, the first launch I watched was a banana rocket. The banana rocket. Was when there was a banana rocket. Yeah, NOOL 111. Yeah. In 3 days, I would have been 1 year since I watched an actual launch with my own eyes. That was, yeah. That was an experience, for sure. Because before that, I had literally, that was my first launch to see for me. And after that, I watched one, actually pretty recent, when I watched the Antares launch back in February. It is very cold in Virginia in February. Like, people, like, it was 50 degrees, which I normally say is like light sweater weather. But when it's very windy on a beach, yeah. It was very cold. It was very cold. It was totally worth it, though. To see that. Like, something I recommend somebody do, and, like, some point in your lifetime is just watch a rocket launch. Like, people talk about how, you're bigger, like, it's how awesome it is for, like, a Falcon 9 or Falcon Heavy or an Atlas V, like, those big, like, your bigger rockets that, make the ground shake with violence and all of that. But, like, even a small one. Like, dude, Blackburn. Like, a sounding rocket. I mean, it's a big sounding rocket, but it's still a sounding rocket. Those suckers are loud. And by the way, I live, like, 4 hours from Wallops, and I can still hear and see it. Like, those suckers are loud. And to be fair, the time when that happened, I was not 4 hours away from Wallops. I was, like, an hour away from Wallops. But yeah, because Virgin Orbit plans on launching out of the UK here soon. Well, UK airspace. That's a weird thing to think about. Yeah, something like my parents were talking to joke about moving to the UK, because my mom, by the way, like, watches a bunch of British TV and, like, all of that kind of stuff. So, like, well, like, they'll joke about moving there, and, like, they'll ask me, like, what I want to, and my brain, like, my response is always no, because there's basically nothing space-wise there. Like, in the entirety of that continent. like, there is some, I know that. You've got, Germany, and, like, Russia, and, like, all of that kind of stuff. And, like, you have that small launch complex being built in northern England, or Ireland, or wherever it is. That kind of thing. But in the end, it is very nice living very close to Mars. When I say Mars, I do not mean the planet. I mean the launch complex. Because if you don't know what Mars stands for, you'll think I say I live very close to the planet. Because I don't. Also, the stream that I will be using for the footage is going to be going live any second now. This is right now is when I originally planned to go live. Like, when I first set this up, I planned to go live basically right now. And then I sat down here for a couple of minutes and got bored with nothing to do, because I had finished setting all the stream stuff up. And was like, I'm just going to start it now. Might as well. I can talk at a screen for a while. And then talk about a rocket to a screen for a while. Yeah. My desk isn't mad, so I need to clean this up today. Yeah, so something I remember is back in 2020, December of 2020. Back in December of 2020, when I I was not even a space fan yet. Like, before that, I had these, like, spots where I got into space. For instance, my longest one was in 2019, December of 2019. I was on a long car ride, like a long car trip over to Kansas, which is like, literally it's 1,000 miles from where I live to Kansas. So like that was a fun trip, and I was bored and I watched every single video everyday astronaut had up to that point. There was a lot of long videos though, and I watched all of them. Super stuff. So fast forward a bit, and we get into 2020, December 2020, and I'm online school. I am bored out of my brain cells, because to be fair, I was not in a good mental place at that time. I was. I'm not gonna say I was depressed because I wasn't, but I was. I was not finding interest in my life at that time. Because, I spent most of my time sitting in front of a screen with a teacher blabbering at me. Like, that's not fun. And, it caused me to basically begin to just scroll through YouTube for ages. And eventually, I found a video, or more like a live stream technically. Well, no, it was a scheduled stream by Everyday Astronaut, because somehow that day, YouTube decided to put him in my recommended feed. Not any other time, just that one day, to put him in my recommended feed. And it was a live stream for SN8. Its first flight attempt, not the one that actually flew, but the one before that, the day before that. When it, got scrubbed. Okay, that started, and it not silented. Even though I swear I told it to be silent. And go. Okay, well, there is now footage. Let me try to put this in high quality. Great. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch that. Hold up. Microphone, get out of the way. Oh, I can't fix it without being Alright, that should be fixed. Alright, we have... You can hear me now. It might help if this scene's, blabble. Yes, I know, blabble. Super useful, right? If this stream's input capture actually is hooked up to anything, and it isn't set to my old mic, which doesn't exist anymore, that might help. You know, good. Like, yeah. I am very happy I noticed that, you know, before the launch. Because, you know, just saying, that might be helpful. So, you know, we're good. Why? Huh? Why is my... We're just gonna... have that stretch all the way, and then view of it there. So it looks nicer. Because, you know, it's all about it looking good. You know, nothing else matters, right? Totally, nothing else matters at all. We are 47 minutes from launch, and we are entering this final kind of stretch to the countdown. Why am I slouching my chair? I said, oh, idiot. Yeah, I am excited for this launch today. What I am also going to do real quick is you should not be able to see that. Nope. Okay. Oh. I can do this. You can see my cursor, which actually I bet if I go into settings I can get rid of. The one thing I do regret about YouTube streaming and streaming in general is that it's live, as I would say. It's not really. Now you should not be able to see my screen. Let's go. You can't see my cursor anymore. Okay, good. That. Come on. Fine then. I can't work on anything else right now. Okay, I was gonna try to do something cool, but I can't. It looks like they are actually now showing a little thing here. Talking about tropics. It looks like. I wonder, is that what the satellite looks like? Okay, that's cool. That's what the satellite looks like. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, so. That's what the rocket looks like, by the way, over there on the left. How come other people could find... I probably could have looked up the specific mission and gotten that, but details. But yes, that's what they look like. That's what it's almost going to look like. It's the point of TROPICS is for it to do weather... What would the word be for that? Weather stuff. Over, you know, the tropics. Right? So yeah. That'd be cool. Something I've been debating if I want to do recently is if I want to have my Twitch thing again. I completely restart it, like, you know, my Twitch. And, you know, do space stuff, or other, just do games I enjoy playing. Because they're all games I like to play that are not space-related. Like, for instance, Minecraft. Yes, I know, I do play Minecraft. You can be about it, people that don't like Minecraft. Like, right now, a game I'm playing a lot of is Re-Entry and Orbital Simulator. That's a fun one for me to play right now. Yeah, in fact, I'll probably end up playing some of that game after this launch. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about this mission right now. We are still set off to launch in 44 minutes at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. we have not been scrubbed yet. This mission will not be landing anywhere because Astra does not do that yet. Maybe they will in the future, but probably not. I don't think that's in their planning book yet to land on anything or be recovered. This mission will not be recovered either. I don't want talking heads. I just want footage of the rocket. Come on. I think the reason I did spaceflight now on that last mission, first time I did it, which would have been back. Let's go back in time here. Oh, dude, that was a cool thing. I should do that again. The last mission I did was a Starlink launch, yeah. A long time ago. The quality of my videos back then, or my streams specifically, nothing like they are today. But yeah, I use spaceflight now on that. Oh my god. Let's stop looking in the past and look at right now. By the way, I do have a Discord where people who like to watch my stuff can talk to each other. To be fair, there was a bunch of stuff that I haven't really updated it in a while. But hey, it's my podcast. Not my podcast, it's my Discord. Those are two different things. Me. But yes, so I would like for there not to be talking head anymore. That would be nice. But not under my control. I could, I suppose. I've done, yeah, a lot of these. Something I like to do sometimes is look back at how I used to run my stuff. How my stuff used to look a long time ago. They have a little cool box. That looks cool. This is when I remember back when I did CLS 24, when I streamed that. That one sucked. The reason, it was very early for me. I woke up for that at like 3 in the morning. So like that entire stream I was half asleep for because it was 3 in the morning. Yeah, I was not there for that, really, to be fair. Like, I was there, but I really wasn't at the same time. How many followers does my Twitter have now? Because I think I have a lot. Yeah, it does. To be fair, like, for a long time now, I've had a solid, 2 followers, but where did the launch footage go? This is starting to get disappointing. What all is there? we're just gonna try looking at this one. That's what they look like. They look interesting. Okay, we're gonna change something up here real quick. Because I am not wanting to stream just this. So we are actually going to pull something up here real quick. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to know. We are going to try there's no point. I'm gonna try to do something cool, but there's not really any point in doing that. So how's everybody's day going? That's something I want to know. We are T-minus 37 minutes and 22 seconds from launch. Yeah, it's basically 20 seconds in between. Like, it's... So, like, this stream that you're watching right now is 20 seconds off. Because YouTube. But what we are actually going to do here real quick is I have been doing this for a solid hour now. And, like, my mouth's dry and I'm thirsty and I'm hungry. So I am going to take a short break. And I will return in just a couple of minutes. But until then, I will actually I was not going to say anything. But I am signing off for now. Alright, I'm back. I just grabbed a small snack. That's enough eating for me for now. What did I miss? Oh, not that much. What I did notice is that, well, there are no longer talking heads, so my plan worked. My plan of going upstairs, grabbing some brownie brittle, and coming back, and hoping that by the time I came back there'd be no longer talking heads, seemed to work. So, what I'm going to actually now talk about this mission. So, part of me wants to go to the official stream, which should be starting now, actually. Well, it literally just started. Hi, Boo. Okay, so, I've looked at everything I was looking for. The launch window, in the event of it getting scrubbed, this launch window lasts 2 hours. Oh look, there are boats. Oh, those boats are allowed to be there. Yeah, they are. Cause I doubt boats couldn't be there, but people could be there. I doubt that. Yeah, boats are allowed to be there. Alright, I need to go this way from me before I eat all of it. And that concludes our ASMR session. I had to do that. That's an inside joke in my household that nobody outside of this room will understand. I am debating if I want to switch, like, what stream I'm doing. We'll see in a sec. Well, let's get back to this anyways. I am thinking about making a intro kind of thing for these launch streams. So, I need to debate how I want to do it. What I want it to look like. There goes another boat. The boats are everywhere. The boats are attacking. So, we are currently still set for launching at 12 p.m. today. If they were to scrub this 12 p.m. launch time, they could theoretically recycle again. It would depend on how long it would take for them to recycle, basically. Because, you know, let's say they would scrub at 12 at the beginning of the launch window. They would theoretically be able to go again, because, well, the simple reason that let's say they were to scrub it, right, at 12, right, when it's supposed to launch at T0, they could probably actually recycle it again, but it would be close. It would be close. Because, yeah, that's not that much. By the way, if you're looking at the chat and wondering what the heck we were talking about, because there was cheese pizza and launch board systems and all of that stuff, basically what the issue behind that is somebody brought up horses. And it's horsepower, so the fact that horses, by the way, horses do not equal 1 horsepower. That makes no sense to me. You may have been there, actually, don't think about it. But yeah, it's like, my weird brain brought up, what if horses had an ejection seat? Yeah. Yeah, that would have been weird. That was weird. And we are at T-minus 23 minutes, even though at the time I am saying that, it is actually more like T-minus 23 minutes and 30 seconds for you guys, because things like 20 seconds behind. Quite. Nothing I can do about that, though, because that's YouTube, not me. But yeah, we are currently waiting. That's a lot of waiting in life. So, I'm actually going to look at the future. I know, right? I can look to the future. I could actually do that, because that'll be in my summer break. I think I actually may know when my next live stream will be. My next live stream may be for the Starlink Group 419 launch. This Friday. We may do that one. If not that one, we may do Sarah 1 and White Shadows on the day after that. Maybe the Global Star 2 launch the day after that. And hey, maybe we could even do this. Ooh, that's a new camera footage angle. Oh, that's a photo. So yeah, that's what the launch complex looks like. That's what Slick 46 looks like. That big image right there. I was meant to be like, hey, I could do that Launcher 1 launch. I'm not streaming at 1 in the morning. You cannot possibly pay me enough to do that. I will definitely try to stream Good Luck, Have Fun. Oh, the first tail in one flight. But yeah. That's all planning. And we fail. Unless I come in the way of a lot of that. We are at T-minus 20 minutes. And this was a SpaceX launch. About now, we would start having that T-minus 20 minute vent. This is not a Falcon 9 launch. So, we won't. Until Friday. Oh, that's the static file. Oh, somebody be like, what are we watching? Is this the past launch? No, it's the static file. That makes sense. Okay, that brownie brittle can no longer taunt me by sitting on my phone. There we go. Alright, so we are at T-minus 17 minutes and 44 seconds. What do you mean it's low? I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it. Stop complaining, YouTube. Here we are, T-minus 17 minutes and 40 seconds. We are almost in the kind of business end. We're really entering the business end of the count. Right now it's time that if I were watching a launch on my own, I would basically tell myself to not leave. Because, you know, it's the final countdown. Wait a minute, this clock's off. Hold up. The official stream is showing T-minus 20 minutes, not T-minus 16. So what? It's not at the end of the world, though. They'll end up fixing it, most likely. What do you mean? It is not broken! YouTube's starting to get annoying. To be fair, though, what else is new? YouTube is constantly annoying me. As we are at around T-minus 20 minutes. Add 4 to that. But yeah, we are getting close. I am very much excited. I'm going to check on something real quick. Oh wait, I went the way I thought I went. We are at T-minus 15-minute hold. Yay! Oh wait, I want to know if this clock's holding until the actual clock catches up. I bet. Well, back to the point. But yeah, so we are waiting. T-minus 15 minutes. That's a stream though. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, load, 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 load. Yeah, so they are currently at a hold, at 15 minutes. That's what I thought. And there are some thunderstorms kind of close to the coast right now, so hopefully that could kind of hurry up. That would be nice. We can actually kind of look at that. Wait all. Okay. Wow. Hello. 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 Yeah, there are some thunderstorms kind of like off to the side that'll kind of coming closer, which is just great, right? Whoa, hopefully this hole resumes. The count resumes here soon. I mean, if it doesn't, it'll likely just end up ending in a scrub, which is never fun. We don't like scrubs. We don't like scrubs here. No, 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 no. We don't like scrubs. Let's not get copyright striked from Disney. But hopefully this resumes soon. There was some cool wrenching going on, though. What we are going to do here is we are actually going to shift who we are watching the stream from. Because the NSF stream is much closer to much closer to the rocket. So we can actually see it. Oh my god. The screen will be black for like 3 seconds while I get this set up. Boom. We'll go. We can move that over there. Alright. we will now set up with the actual official live stream. By the way, the NSF has their own bottom bowl. Well, mine covers that up, so you know, it's not obvious that I'm stealing other people's stuff. Even though I'm not stealing it because I'm saying it's theirs. But yeah, so we are currently at T-minus 15 minutes holding on TROPICS 1, launching from Space Launch Complex 46 in Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Like it says, literally right there. This mission is Astra, NASA mission. It's launching on LV0010, Rocket 3. So 3.0010. No, Rocket 3.3, I'm pretty sure. There's a little windowing on screen right now of what this rocket looks like. And you can see how it's got, like, that 4-stage booster, which is that whole thing you see over there to the right. It's all silver and stuff. Well, it's more like half silver, half white right now, because it's icy. Then you have the inner stage, which is that thing right above it with that little star, the little tropics logo and the American flag. And then you have the payload appearing on top, which covers mostly actually the fuel tanks of the upper stage. And, like, also the payload, obviously. And those on the last flight did not separate, which kind of caused that failure. It was the visual cause of the failure. And it also has that big NASA logo on it, like the last one did. And now I like to the bottom of the windowing. The windowing is not 100% detailed for ITAR compliance, because this rocket will probably launch classified stuff at some point, or rockets like it, anyways. But yes, so that is Rocket 3.3, and a little bit more about this mission. This mission, TROPICS 1, which stands for time. Oh, I got half of it. I need to. Oh God. Time-resolved observations of precipitation structure and storm intensity with a constellation of smallsats. That's why I remember it. It is a mouthful. It will be providing a rapid refresh microwave measurements of the tropics that can be used to observe thermodynamics of the troposphere and precipitation structure for storm systems at the mesoscale and synoptic-scale of the entire storm lifecycle. TROPICS comprises a constellation of CubeSats in 3 low Earth orbital planes. Each CubeSat will host a high-performance radiometer scanning across a satellite track at 30 rounds per minute to provide temperature profiles using 7 channels near the 118.75 GHz oxygen absorption line, water vapor profiles using 3 channels near the 183 GHz water vapor absorption line, in between a single channel near 90 GHz for precipitation measurements, and a single channel at 206 GHz for cold ice measurements. There were 2 satellites on this mission, both of them TROPICS satellites, and it's launching, like I said earlier, out of Slick 46. Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. And it is currently proceeding to launch attempt at 1600 UTC, or 12 o'clock Eastern Time. By the way, if you use Eastern Standard Time, so you know the same time I use, simple way to transfer UTC to EST or EST the other way around is subtract 4 from whatever that number is. For instance, let's say it is 2000, just 12 o'clock, let's say it's 2400 UTC. Like, well, subtract 4, if you do 20, then subtract 8, right? No, that's not right. I think I did that math wrong. We'll look into that later. How's that sound? We are still at a T-minus 15 minute hold. In the background, you can actually see. I want to say that's Kennedy Space Center back there. I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, so the Slick 46 is Astra's Florida launch area, which is quite interesting. Like we've gone, like you see at Kennedy Space Center, you have, you know, all these towers and these tanks and this super complicated stuff you see on like these giant launch pads, and then you see Astra's here, It's basically just an arm thing, a boxed arm, a small thing on the ground, a couple of boxes, and some towers, and some lines, and some lights, and that's it. Very simple. Which is not a problem. The more simple something is, the less stuff that can break. We are still at a T-minus 15-minute hold. This mission will no longer be launching at 12. Obviously. Because it is, currently 11:56, and we're still at T-minus 15 minutes. Now, unless they end up deciding to recycle and scrub it, basically, we're gonna stay at this hold until basically 1:44. Because, due to the fact that this is not planning to return to the Earth, this thing can basically launch at 1:59 and be totally fine. For an example of that is Falcon Heavy. Its demo flight literally launched basically right before the end of its window. So, like, that's an example of how that can work. Now, Starship high-altitude test flights cannot do that. Well, they couldn't do that. Because it needed time to come back. But, we are currently waiting for this hold to resume, for the count to resume. As we get to sit here for 5 zillion years. We're also actually going to move this. Move you over there, because you're the base watch that I use to make sure everything is still working. And then, you know, close that. Done. Are we full HD? Good. Making sure we have the highest quality footage. So the count is still not resuming, which is annoying. I'm gonna go to Twitter real quick and make sure crap hasn't hit the fan. Let's check all this. Oh, great. Oh, so this hold has been caused by a wayward boat. Woo. Gotta make this tweet real quick. Hopefully, said wayward boat, or I tweeted Bodie McBoatface, gets out of the range so we can go to space. Because, you know, we want this rocket to launch today. That would be nice. So, what we have to do is sit here. Oh, okay. The count has resumed. I repeat, the count has resumed. It will be hopefully, the goal is to launch at no, so the launch just resumed now, actually. There was a range issue that popped up. Looks like it has now been fixed though, and they're planning to launch at 12:20, 12:12, not 12:20, 12:12 Eastern time. Or let's talk about UTC, 16:12 UTC. Hopefully the weather will not impact it. I was just looking at the radar for that area. There is some weather off the coast and whatnot that may cause it to scrub. Is that a boat? That looks like Bob with Doug. It actually looks like Bob with Doug. Way out there. There is weather coming in. It will theoretically, though, not cause a problem. You know, because it would have to push back pretty full for the weather to actually move in and cause a problem. Because the weather is not even moving that way anymore. It's moving more to the north now, which is great for me. I live north of this area, but woohoo! Hopefully it doesn't move that north though. That's very far north for it to actually hit me. But yeah, it probably won't. Yeah, the weather should not be an issue. Basically, they'd have to push back for like an hour for it to become an issue. In fact, I'd be more worried about the weather being more downrange anyways, which it's not really there anyways. Hopefully weather will not be an issue. Yeah. Hopefully. You can never be too safe. Yes, everything is proceeding normally. We are at T-minus 10 minutes. And counting. We are at T-minus 10 minutes and counting. The little mission control room cracks me up. And it makes sense, like they want to be able to do this kind of thing out of a shipping container. That even looks a lot to me like it's about the size of a shipping container. But yeah, we are at T-minus 10 minutes and counting, and we'll hopefully soon be launching. That rocket looks very ready to go to me. Hopefully this one does not go the same way the last one did out of Slick 46. Because if you remember, that one had a bunch of stuff go wrong on the top. A bunch of upper stage issues, and some communication issues, and electrical issues, and a bunch of that kind of stuff that caused it to not make it to orbit. But, you know, like, you can expect that. Yeah. You know, it's a new rocket, so yeah, you'd expect problems. So, we are moving closer to the launch. So, I am excited for this. Weather is currently looking good. Range is currently good. It wasn't a little bit of time ago, but it is good now, which is all that matters, right? That's all that matters, is how it's looking now, not how it was looking some amount of time ago. Right? But we are getting pretty close here. Approaching T-minus 10 minutes. No, T-minus 5 minutes, kind of approaching. More like a couple minutes off, but still. You can see that. It's good enough. You can see the credit. Just noticed that white flag down there. I just noticed that. This little pride flag over there. But yes, we are still proceeding good to launch. T-minus 7 minutes and 19 seconds. Go Astra. That's a nice view. The clouds in the background. Strong back is retracted. It's topping off fuel and whatnot, and ooh, we have a little time stamps here. Estimated, obviously. Lift off at, t plus 0. Obviously, 6 seconds into flight, it'll begin its pitch oval. 1 minute and 10 seconds, it'll have max Q. 3 minutes into flight will be MECO. 5 seconds after that, at 3 minutes and 5 seconds into flight, will be fairing separation. Then, 5 seconds after that, at 3 minutes and 10 seconds, will be stage separation. 5 seconds after that, at 3 minutes and 15 seconds, will be upper stage ignition. And then SECO will occur at T plus 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And payload deployment will happen at T plus 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Yes, I am confident of a successful launch, because as far as I can tell, it seems like they fixed the issues they had after last time they launched out of this launch site. As I'm saying that, they lose camera. Of course. Yeah, I'm confident for this one. I'm excited for this one. I'm hoping this one's successful. I know the last flight out of Kodiak was a success, but the first flight attempt out of this launch pad failed, as you probably all remember. Yeah, I'm confident. Even though, to be fair, I was confident about SN8 and SN9 and SN10 and how that'll go. And you can be confident about a bunch of things, and it still goes wrong. But yes, hopefully a bunch of those milestones occur, like payload deployment. That would be nice. And hopefully we get to see these 2 satellites for the TROPICS constellation put into orbit. We are at T-minus in 5 minutes from launch. There was a lot of venting right now from the launch pad itself. The vehicle is not venting at all. I actually don't know if the vehicle has vents. I think it does, because you actually see a little bit of vapor wisping off of a couple of piping. And pieces of piping on the vehicle. So, theoretically, that means it has the ability to vent itself. But probably nothing like Falcon 9 or Starship. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 vents I can see from just the launch pad right now. And there seems to be only 1 from the vehicle. So, 2.5 4 minutes and counting. That's where we're at right now. So, hopefully that means it'll go well. Right? No, it's now to me looking like we are not going to screw up today. Because it's very much looking like it is still going to go. It is still going to fly. Let's go. Hopefully that happens. I've probably just jinxed the crap out of it, but details. Hopefully I didn't just jinx this entire mission by talking for a solid couple of minutes about how it's gonna go well. What have I done? There's even more venting. Is that from the pad? I think that's from the actual launch base, though. Even though, from this angle, it looks like it's coming from the ground. Literally, it looks like the ground is venting. Could you imagine it's like having a launch pad where literally, like, the ground vents? I mean, that happens at Starbase with the grass vent, I suppose. That kind of counts, right? T-minus 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. Earlier, when I first pulled up footage of the stream, I was like, I think there were 2 launch towers. It's like 46, not 4, but I can't really tell from the angle. I was right. There were only 2. They have very thick tops, though. Look at that. So there's a bunch of wiring out there. And by the way, just in case you don't know, the reason you see all those balls on, like, those wires and stuff is because helicopters. They want to make sure they can see them at night, specifically, and day. Only reason I know that is because I live near a Marine Corps base, and we get a lot of helicopter action, so, like, out here, literally every single wire has, like, a bunch of those on them. Because, like, you know, like, someplace in the country, and, like, they don't have them, because, like, they get no air traffic out there. Yeah, not here. We're at T-minus 2 minutes, though, and counting. We're getting very close here. I will definitely not be going anytime soon. I do not plan on ending this stream until after payload separation. Because unlike Falcon 9 missions, and like Starlink kind of missions, payload separation does not happen like a solid hour after liftoff. It happens basically immediately after Seco. We're talking about liftoff. We go at T-minus 1 minute and 35 seconds. Even though, for everybody watching this, it'll be 20 seconds later because YouTube. To be fair, that may be one of the only things I don't like about streaming is that it's like 20 minutes late. But yes, we are doing very well. And, you know, just going towards liftoff. T-minus 1 minute. At this time, if this was a Falcon 9, they may be doing it for this rocket as well, the internal systems would take over the count now. So the pad systems would no longer be controlling the rocket. The rocket would be controlling itself. Now, what happened to the countdown? I would like to know. Where'd the countdown go? Why is that moving so fast? Did it just hold? Hold up. No. Okay. Even though that count is not going. It's just there. Hold up. Let me check on this real quick. There was no mention anywhere of there being a hold or a scrub. But that clock is not ticking. Yeah, the countdown has been held. We're just waiting for an update. You know what? Maybe it was another wayward boat. Maybe Bodie McBoatface is revenging. I need to not talk about it not getting scrubbed or anything like that. Because literally every time I do, it gets held immediately after. People need to remind me to not do that anymore. Because every time it doesn't go well. And we were so close. Angle. I need to not do that anymore. Ever. Hopefully, it's not the end of the world. Maybe it'll be soon. Maybe. Hope. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, we would much rather have it hold or scrub than it, go boom. Holds over scrubs over booms. Hopefully it'll, unhold and it'll resume. Because, the window does last until 2 o'clock, so they do have a lot of time for this. Hi, bug. Just flying in front of the camera. I'm waiting. we're just like sitting here and seeing what's gonna happen. It's like we're just waiting. Just like hoping that they don't scrub for the day. I mean, if they were to scrub for the day, unless they were to launch it, actually, due to the timing, like, it depended on when they wanted to launch tomorrow. Because I do have school tomorrow, but, like, not for that long. So, yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about. Is if they hold for long enough, those thunderstorms rolling in are gonna get a little too close. And I'm gonna make this hold go from a hold to a scrub. For the day, not for the hour. Like, that's how that goes. Is, you know, all we can do is hope. Like, it's like, really, like, all we can do is just hope that whatever caused the hold stops being an issue. Because, like, T-minus 31 seconds, that sounds a lot to me, like one of two things happened. Yeah, this hold was not over weather, in case anybody's wondering. Because if weather was an issue, they would have scrubbed that T-minus 15-minute hold they did earlier. That, like, if weather was an issue, that's what would have happened. If they're holding right now, it's probably one of two things. A technical issue, which is very likely, or maybe that cruise ship in the background. Maybe that cruise ship could be causing said hold. Yeah, because, yeah, you know, I'm just, you know, sitting here watching and talking when I look over, and, like, it switches and there's just, you know, a giant boat in the background. So, that boat may be the cause. Yeah, me has a feeling that this hold is because of that cruise ship in the background. Great. Why does this always happen to me? To be fair, that boat is moving pretty fast for a cruise ship. It's like, that boat. I don't know which one. Like, that is definitely a Royal Caribbean ship. Because that back structure, and it's one of the bigger ones. I think I know which one that is. I hope it isn't, because if it is, I'm going to be kind of sad that it caused a hold. But... okay. Apparently that boat did not cause it. Apparently this hold is due to them conditioning the locks on the vehicle. That's better. Yeah, it is Oasis of the Seas. I thought it would be. Which is great. And look, there's Finn. How many of the seas is up for right now? Yes, Oasis of the Seas is that big boat back there. It's heading into port right now. But yes, so... I might have the right spell that, right? But yes, Oasis of the Seas did not cause this halt. Thank God. I will be going on a Royal Caribbean cruise literally in like a week and a half. Not on that ship. I was supposed to go on that ship in June of 2020. I think you can all guess what happened that caused me to not go on that ship in June of 2020. Yes, like I just posted and, you know, pinned and all that. This hold is simply because they wanted to finish some conditioning and stuff. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, thankfully. We're just now having to wait. Ooh. JOTI is in poll right now. That's what that one is. Okay, well, hopefully this hold stops being a hold soon. So you know. Hopefully. So you know. But yes. Hopefully all is well. I mean, they ain't trying. I mean, they still got a lot of time in this window, so they can still go today. So. So basically what they're doing right now is they're just making the locks even colder. Because apparently the locks isn't cold enough for them. I mean, like, when this countdown resumes, won't be too far from launch. Because we are pretty close to launch right now. So like, hoping that's all we can do. We are officially 30 minutes after when they originally planned to launch. Hopefully it launches soon. Hopefully. 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 Just waiting, 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 waiting. We are still holding for LOX conditioning. It will take a while. But we have a couple talking heads talking about something. I don't even know what. I'm gonna do something real quick. Too late. They went away. God damn it. I was just trying to be cool. Still not resuming. Waiting. So, all we are doing right now is just waiting for this hold to end and the countdown to resume. Yes, now we just wait. Oh no, so we just gotta wait. So, anybody have any questions? Because we have some time. All we're doing is waiting. So, yeah. So, it's literally the issue right now is the conditioning, the completing LOX conditioning. This is a cool video. It's showing like the trip this rocket had to take. So yeah, so like, yeah, like this rocket literally can be transported in a shipping container. I mean, that's like the entire point with Astra is to do stuff in a shipping container. And you can understand why. You know, why they want to do that. Because it's, you know, it makes stuff simple. It's that simple. You know what's not nice though? Holding forever. I have been doing this stream for almost 2.5 hours now, because I expected this thing to launch 37 minutes ago. This is the life of a space fan. So now we just get to sit here. Yeah, like, my Twitch. I mean, I haven't done anything on Twitch in a really long time. Because I haven't. Like, it's that simple. But, I mean, I do plan on doing more things on Twitch here soon. To be fair. I need to actually look that up. And, like, get into it. Because I, like, haven't done anything on that in a while. So yeah, we are still holding and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I will have my Twitch for you in a sec. Yeah, I should do that soon. I should start to dual stream. Sounds like a fun idea, actually. I have been wanting to get back into my Twitch. Alright. No, I could start dual streaming on there. Would not be that bad of an idea, actually. Now that I think about it. So when teams are holding the countdown to fifth launch window also took a we'll just not an actual update. Sad. I do have Twitch Studio, don't I? Okay. So, alright. I'm back from adventuring into a new realm, trying to get stuff to work again. I'm also just kind of going to do that. No, that's not what I want to do. Same. Okay, I fixed that mess. So yeah, so this window will last until 2 p.m. When we will then have, if we're still at this state at 2 p.m., we can all go and cry in a corner. Which is going to suck. Alright, if you are watching on Twitch, welcome. Because I am now dual streaming. I don't do that often. But yes, I am now dual streaming. So if you're, yes, I am watching on Twitch too. I'm not watching on Twitch. I'm streaming on its Twitch now. Alright, so yes, I am streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming this on Twitch now Because, you know, I gotta reach out, right? I gotta reach out. Yes, we are streaming on multiple platforms. If you are just now joining on Twitch, our count is at a hold. But yes, so, you know, well, yeah. I do plan on doing more Twitch stuff here. So, hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, the count is still held. It'll be held for a while. Cause, like, yeah. I expect this count to be on hold for a long time. Because, like, why is that frozen? Like, this isn't frozen. I'm gonna guess that was the frozen, so they're gonna be falling. Yeah, okay, that makes no, like, okay, Twitch is being weird. Like, Twitch is really being weird. Okay, that seems to be a way to get around that problem. But yes, that'll work. Good enough, right? If it works, it works. It's kind of janky, but it works. That's all that matters. But yeah, so we are still out of hold. Right, like, I'm pretty sure every single one of the missions has held. Like, but yeah, you'd much rather them hold than them not hold and the rocket go boom. Because that would not be good. Booms are not likable. We don't like a rocket going boom. We don't like a rocket going boom. Rockets going boom is not fun. Oh yeah, also, the YouTube stream currently has 69 views. So, that's good. That's good. The Twitch does not have that many, but I literally just started it, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, so, by the way, the Twitch stream, if you're watching it, is literally just the same as this one. Cause I'm too lazy for that. But yes, oh wait a minute, the clock has disappeared. Hopefully that means we'll continue counting. Maybe. Maybe it'll continue. We may be getting a new T0 here soon. I'm not sure. We may be getting a new T0 here. Maybe. frictionless cost. Because if you don't remember, the last time the countdown clock disappeared was when we got our new T0. That last time after the T-minus 15-minute hold. So maybe we'll get a new T0, even though it has been a good amount of time since that clock disappeared. But hey, you never know. No, you never know. Never know. Maybe. 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 Hmm. I mean, it's like I was saying earlier, this, like, it's literally like I said earlier, they can only hold for so long before weather becomes a problem. But like, the only reason they haven't, like, I suspect if we do end up getting a scope today, yeah. The reason they go with the clock is it's either a cycle or scope, so. Hopefully, we get a cycle. Because, yeah, well, they're showing us the mission control cam right now. What I bet they're doing right now at Astra is they're looking at their options on if they were to do a recycle, or theoretically even continue the count and not, like, stop the hold, would they be able to launch in time, kind of thing. I think that's what they're doing. Like, do they want us to launch today or not? If the answer is yes, they still want to launch today, we'll get a launch today. Most likely. If they end up deciding they don't want to launch today, if they say they don't want to launch today, we probably won't get a launch today. It's that simple. It's only one way to find out, though. And that's for MC to make a decision. Why don't we play a little bit of this? There's no sound right now. It's literally the stream I'm showing you guys right now is just some typing and some static. The reason I turned it on is I want to see if we can possibly get some, what's the word? Like, mission control audio? Maybe? That would be nice. I'm not too sure of it, though. I am not too sure of it. Mission control is definitely talking, they're just not in this loop, so. Yeah, they're looking on if they want to scrub, recycle, unhold. Windows twitching.
Alright, so we're still waiting for an update on today's countdown. Again, we'll provide that update as soon as we have it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a...
Sure. I don't care. I don't care. Michael. I don't care right now. But yeah, oh, wait. This is a video. I may want to see this.
Categories that NASA should focus on. Number one on the list is to observe the Earth's climate.
Yeah, no, I don't. This is the same video we saw earlier. I swear. Great. Let me check that real quick. Actually, I did not think about tomorrow. If tomorrow is good, they could definitely launch tomorrow. Require my radar work. Hello. Yeah. I mean, looking at it, there are some storms that, depending on how fast they move, may not be a problem for tomorrow. But, like, yeah. Think about weather. I used to wanted to be a meteorologist, so I know this. I know that kind of stuff well. Weather seems like it's predictable, but only so much. Like, it can change fast. So, it's not the reason they wanted. Like, the whole point of this is to increase the amount of predicting we can do with weather when it's accurate. It's kind of ironic that, you know. Yeah. So something I'm noticing by comparing Twitch and YouTube is I am pretty sure Twitch is closer to the original time than YouTube is. But it's kind of ironic. But I didn't see that happening. Hopefully we see that happen later today. That's the best we can do. Just hope that happens later today. We have an hour left in the launch window. Yeah, it's like, I want this to happen today. Please. I've invested myself too much into this. We still do not have a count or anything like that. We don't know if we're scrubbing or if we're recycling. Go ahead, put that. And we just have to wait. If we're lucky, what happens is they decide to recycle. Because they could possibly do it. No, like, it's one of the things they could possibly be able to do it. It's not a given, though. It is kind of ironic that the weather may end up scrubbing / recycling / holding a weather satellite launch. That is kind of ironic. It's like, Yeah, it's like weather will for sure be a-okay until 2 o'clock, basically. What? But once we hit 2 o'clock, it's the end of the window no matter what. And that's only because by then there will be for sure storms inside of the range for them. So inside of where they want to be launching. So all we can do is hope. Like yeah, like if like they have basically until they have like 30-ish minutes to decide to recycle or to scrub. Because after like half an hour, it will be a scrub. Like in half an hour, they haven't decided yet, it will be a scrub. Because they simply won't have enough time to recycle. And that much time. Which sucks that that's how that works, but that's the basics of it. So, yeah. That's the basics of it. Not much we can do. Not much we can do. If we sit here for long enough, I'll end up probably going and making myself some lunch. Because, you know, lunch is important. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this thing's gonna launch today? Or do you think it's going to not? Because as we get longer and longer into the day, I start to think we're not going to launch today. So, not much we can do. I mean, honestly, that's what I mean. Like, there's literally nothing we can do. Like, there's, yeah. Yeah, it's... just sitting here. We are literally just saying, it's like, yeah. Like, the longer into this day we get, the longer into this window we get, the less and less I'm thinking we're going to launch today. And if it launches tomorrow, hopefully it's late enough that I can... Because I was cat sleeping. So, like, yeah. The longer this day we get, the less and less I start to think we're going to launch today. This may legitimately be my longest stream yet. Because, like, oh my god. Yeah. This is totally my longest stream yet. Because, you know, like an hour over how much I expected it to be. Yeah, I think I've gotten kind of used to the Falcon 9s and them launching, you know, at like the set time and not really getting scrubbed. I was like, oh, it'll launch at 12. I won't get held that back that much. And like, I was like, if it will be only like a couple of minutes, launch by 12:30. Why? I swear to God, I feel like it's my fault for talking about how, we're so close, 1 minute away. Idiot. Shouldn't have said that. Ba-dum-bum. Yeah, and look, we can see the rocket. Remember how much it was venting earlier? It's still venting. Kind of. Maybe we'll get a countdown now. Maybe. Like, all we can do is hope right now, because this is not looking good. Das is not looking good. Because, like, this is really not looking good right now, because it very much is seeming like we're not going to launch today. I have a feeling that if they don't start in the next 10 minutes, like if they don't resume in the next 10 minutes, or cycle in the next 10 minutes, they're going to call it and scrub it. Hopefully they'll surprise us, and they will launch today. Hopefully. Maybe. Imagine if they managed to expand the window. Right? Like, imagine if they managed to do that. Have the window expanded. And then just make me have to sit here even longer. Like, there's a rocket on the pad. It's venting. I'm showing it to people. But I have no clue when it's gonna launch. All we can do is sit here and wait. And wish and fly. I feel like Astra. A joke. I feel like Astra could, by this point, could hire a couple. Doesn't need any space janitors. They could just do it themselves. If anybody gets that joke, it's a funny one to me, at least. Come on, launch. Do it. Go. if there had not been any holes or anything like that, this rocket would have lifted off exactly 1 hour and 12 minutes ago. And now, we're just sitting here. We're just sitting here. Watching a rocket on a pad in between a couple of towers, surrounded by floating balls. Venting, kind of. And they only have like 48 minutes left in the window. Not even that, 38 minutes left in the window. We're just sitting here, doing nothing. Yeah, nope, literally nothing. No news on launching, no news on anything. I'm even gonna go through and check Twitter again. Yes, nothing. No news, nothing like that. We are about to hit 3 hours of the stream. My God. My God. Actually, it's more like we have hit 3 hours of the stream by the time you are seeing me talking right now. Why? Why? Why can't this rocket just go boom? All we're doing now is waiting. So we're just sitting here. Like, I don't think they've given up yet. But, like, if we hit we hit 140, they'll score them. That's what I think is going to end up happening. And like I can see why. And to be fair, I'm starting to think they're not going to go today. I am not going to end this stream. Because I don't think we're gonna go today. I'm not sure. Because, like, we are not doing well. I literally can't even say the clock. Like, I literally can't say the countdown is ticking. Because there is no countdown. Like, the only countdown we have is to go from... It's only the countdown to 2 o'clock when the fucking thing ends. I'm starting to get hungry for lunch, but I don't want to leave until they either scrub or don't. Like, until either they scrub or they decide to recycle and go. Hopefully the second one happens. Because it will suck to have literally, I have been working on this thing since like 10 o'clock this morning. And it's 1:20. So that's 3 hours? Yeah. Yeah, something would have sucked would be if the launch I streamed at 3 in the morning, COS 24. I legitimately probably would have debated if I wanted to jump off a cliff or not, because I woke up at 3 in the morning for that one, just for the scrub. Luckily that did not happen. It's happened to me before for other launches, but not that one. It's just sitting there and venting. It's not even making any sound. Like, literally all the time you hear is the venting, probably. It's like, it makes me die. This is making me want to die. Oh, God. It's like, it just sucks. This sucks. It's just like, it sucks. This literally sucks. I was like so sure it was gonna launch, and then it didn't. I'm starting to think this is not gonna go today. Like, we are very much running out of time. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. I can literally hear a clock. Because Like, I thought it was going to take him 20 minutes to a cycle, 30 minutes to a cycle. I was going to take him 40 minutes too, because if it was going to take him 40 minutes too, they would have scoped by now. Because, you know, too late. I think we're not going to go. Which sucks, because I was kind of excited for this. You know, Astra launch, success after that last one they did out of Cape Canaveral that went wrong. You know, hopefully it'll go well, right? And then it doesn't launch, apparently. Apparently you don't want to launch, huh? What did I ever do to you? God damn it, I open that? No. Close. I don't want you. I want you. I want it. A little just not doing anything. I'm having to stretch a lot because my freaking muscles are not happy right now. Because I'm not doing anything. Anything to talk about. There's literally not even anything to talk about. Like, they still somewhat plan on launching today, because if they decided they weren't launching today, they decided they would have scoped, because that's how that works. But like they still plan on going today. I think I know what's happening right now. I think in mission control, what they're doing right now is they're like looking through stuff, checking data, all of that, and just like seeing if it would be possible for them to go. This is when out of nowhere the engine's ignited and it lifts off. Like, no counting down, none of that. Like, nobody's waiting, it just goes. Can you imagine that? It's like cool, like, no, even better, just like super cool space come just like, and like immediately ignite full throttle. And it's like, I'm like just like umbilicals just vaporize out of existence. Can you imagine that happening? That would be nuts. And you know, it wouldn't happen, but we're just sitting here and waiting and wanting to die inside. Like, actually. I'm gonna check for updates. I doubt there have been any. Yeah. Still nothing new at all. We're just sitting here and wanting to die. Why does my life suck so much? Da, 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 da. Makes me want to die. Nothing's happening. Literally nothing's happening. Literally nothing is happening. We're literally just sitting here and waiting for our demise. No updates. No nothing. I'll be back. Yeah, it's like, give it a little bit of time and it gets to scrub and I'm out of the condition of anything because the window closes. Wait.
For you, we are going to
my
finish our
eardrums.
configuration loads and checks and then do a terminal count pre-poll, and we'll be checking back in with the range to see if they are go or no-go. It does appear like the weather is favorable until at least 10:45 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, so that Florida weather doing the Florida weather thing where it might just hold out long enough, so we'll keep an eye out on that. But sounds like we are getting close to a new T0, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we do have a couple more questions to go through, so we'll keep those coming with that update. First question.
Alright, so it does look like they are getting close to a new T0. Maybe? It said it was looking good to 10:45 Pacific, which that's 2:45 Eastern. So if they were going to expand the window, they could do it to 2:45. But to that would happen, they'd have to contact the range and a bunch of extra stuff. That probably won't ever happen, unsurprisingly.
There are the 5 electric pump-fed engines.
Yeah, they're just talking about rocket stuff that I can do myself. But yes, so we may. That's an update. Finally. Maybe. Maybe it'll happen.
Control to stay here.
Maybe we'll finally get to go and watch this thing go to space. I think I'm going a little nuts. I think I'm going a little crazy. I actually think I'm going a little crazy. I have literally been sitting here for like 3 hours waiting for this thing to launch. I swear to God, that tower over there was blinking. I am going crazy. I think I'm actually going crazy. Great. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, thank God, finally. Okay. We have a timer. The count has resumed. Everybody. Yes! We are at T minus 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Alright, just in case you weren't here earlier, when I talked about it the last time we got this close, at T plus 0 seconds, the vehicle will lift off, obviously. T plus 6 seconds, it'll begin to pitch oval. T plus 1 minute and 10 seconds, it'll go through its period of maximum aerodynamic pressure, or as it is commonly referred to, max Q. At T plus 3 minutes, main engine cutoff will occur, or MECO. At T plus 3 minutes and 5 seconds, the fairings will separate. T plus 3 minutes and 10 seconds, the stage will separate. T plus 3 minutes and 15 seconds, the upper stage will ignite. T plus 8 minutes and 30 seconds, SECO will occur, or second engine cutoff. And T plus 8 minutes and 40 seconds, payload will deploy. And yes, I agree, let's go! Finally! Finally! Hopefully, this one will go. It is currently set to launch at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Time, exactly 1 hour and 43 minutes after the original scheduled time. Hopefully it will happen. Hopefully it will launch. T minus 10 minutes and counting. Yes, we are now at T minus 10 minutes. Getting nice and close to launch. So, here we go. Alright, we are closing in on this launch. T minus 9 minutes. I'm excited. After so long of waiting here and slowly going insane, we finally have something to look forward to. I swear to God, if another cruise ship goes in the background, I will teleport to Florida and will turn that cruise ship around. I swear. Hopefully it happens. 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 All is set to go. By the way, let's go ahead and talk about people in the mission control line now. We have Joshua Green as the controller, or as he'll probably refer to, Tango. Chris Hoffman is the flight director, 1 flight. Normal. Derek Hamilton is the assistant flight director, and Jarrett Bullion probably, is the command and data handling. So yes, Astra literally has 4 people doing mission control. But you know, that's what they do. The entire point is to, be able to fit the entirety of mission control inside of a shipping container. Quite interesting. Shoving the entirety of mission control into a shipping container. I mean, like, NASA's mission control is giant, this giant building. And you have this. To be fair, NASA's mission control is iconic, so. Yes, look at that. Look at how much venting's on that rocket. Rocket is ready to go. Rocket is ready to go. It's ready to leave and enter space. And leave us behind here on planet Earth. But that's not a bad thing. T-minus 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Here we go. We're getting close. 3 hours and 20 minutes after I stopped this. After I started the stream. This is nuts. This is crazy. Crazy. But yes, it looks like we are going to have it happen today. But that is the last I'm going to talk about it going or anything like that. Because, I'm going to jinx it. Yes, we're at T-minus 55 minutes and 50 seconds. Now, looking back, it does not feel like that long ago. We were at T-minus 50 minutes. And counting. Hoping this thing can launch soon so I can eat my lunch. Because I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. I'm a hungry boy. Go. Hey, look, we got that ground fin again. T-minus 5 minutes. The last time that event started up, I started talking about imagine if it was just... Yeah, I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna talk about that because I just don't want to. Let's just not risk it. So we got T-minus 4 minutes 56 seconds. The ground is venting once more. Because from this angle, it literally looks like the cement's venting, and then that stopped. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Pride flag down there in that corner. All that water behind it. I bet you KSC Security's nearby somewhere. Well, if you don't know KSC Security, alligators. And crocodiles and that kind of stuff. It's a joke. Not a spaceflight joke. T-minus 4 minutes and counting. Here we go. We're getting close. Okay, I'm not going crazy. That tower keeps lighting up. I keep seeing lights on the top of it that blink. If you're seeing it too, put it in chat, because it's trying to drive me nuts. It's trying to make me think I'm going insane. Which you fail. I may be going insane by now. I have been sitting looking at the same stuff for literally 3 hours now. Yes, we are at 3 minutes. We are 3.5 minutes away. Oh, I think Astra may be thinking it's gonna go because all the people are standing now. The rocket looks weighty. The strong back looks weighty. The pad looks weighty. T-minus 3 minutes. And the ground is venting again. Let's go. It looks ready to go. It looks ready to go. Go. At T-minus 1 minute, I am going to put the sound from the launch, like from this, onto this stream, so when those engines ignite, you can hear them. That'll be, I also want to hear it myself, is the big thing. Yeah, praying to the gods of space. Approaching T-minus 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and loop
2 minutes.
The
audio
2 minutes, all systems go so far.
Into ours. Into me, yours truly. As we are getting ready to go. I'm excited. T-minus 1 minute and 45 seconds. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go go. Here we go. I'm hoping I don't jinx it again. We'll know we'll do better than the last time if it gets below T-minus 35 seconds. All we can do is pray that it goes. Because if it doesn't, we're gonna cry. Because we fail, if this one doesn't go to us, if this one does not go, they will probably scrub for the day.
Everything looks on track.
But I am going to not talk as much anymore because, well, we're about to go. That's why.
First stage LOX tank coming to lift off pressure. First stage fuel tank coming to lift off pressure.
I wonder if this is echoing.
30 seconds.
2 minus 30 seconds. We're doing much better this time. Okay. What's going to happen is shortly before launch, I am going to be muted. You can still see my beautiful face, but I'll be muted. So if like my mouth moves, it's on purpose. That muting will be on purpose. Do not worry. But I'm actually going to go ahead and do that now. So I will talk to you
10,
on the other end.
8, 7, 6, 5.
There's a tracking shot of the rocket ascending from Cape Canaveral on its way to space. And keep track of the mission with the timeline on the bottom, as well as live telemetry on the bottom right of your screen.
And what's ascending? T plus 50 seconds. Approaching max Q. Max Q's at 1 minute 30 seconds. I think on them.
1 minute into flight.
It's really pitching over now. Here soon they will probably switch to onboard camera. It's a different camera. Yep.
Expecting maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Yep. Going to max Q now. One of the main failure points on a rocket's flight.
Now getting some onboard views of the rocket. You can see Cape Canaveral below.
It seems to be doing a lot of wobbling though. That seems to be a lot of wobbly.
Our next milestone is going to be the main engine cutoff, which will be called out by launch ops as we go. Once that option is confirmed, the commander is set to shut down the 5 first stage
Look at that
engines and allow
plume
the vehicle to
expansion.
to briefly coast. We will then signal to pop open the fairings and allow those to fall away from the vehicle. The first stage for the final segment of our flight.
Look at that plume expansion. Approaching main engine cutoff. Yo, next 20 seconds. Oh, not. No. It's at 3:15 is when Miko, of course. So yeah, we're getting close to Miko.
2.5 minutes into flight, again coming up on main engine cutoff at just about T plus 3 minutes. Everything looking good so far.
Yeah, like I was saying, it was very wobbly up there. 'Cause, yeah.
Flight, MIFCO, option set.
And it is also, the rocket is officially in space now. It has passed the common line. Approaching Miko.
Confirmed, option received.
Main engine cutoff.
Now looking at an onboard view, looking up, there you see payload fairing separation.
Okay,
This is
the
camera
fairing
on the
separated.
upper
We're doing
stage.
better than we did that last time. Stage
And there's
separation.
stage separation and ether ignition, upper stage ignition.
I'm guessing the cheering's a good thing? The camera views a little...
Now the upper stage will burn for just about 5 minutes on its way to low Earth
Yeah.
orbit. Again, everything
That
looking good
worked.
so far.
Everything's good so far. Woo! It go boom.
can actually see from the onboard telemetry, the vehicle is actually already in space. However, it has to get that horizontal velocity needed to stay in space via achieving low Earth orbit. And so we're going to be watching that
Managing
velocity
cutoff, by the
marker
way, is
tick up on
at
the bottom right of your
T
screen.
plus 8.
But 4 minutes into the flight, everything is looking good so
850,
far.
I want to say, around there. So we got a while to go. So, what have y'all thought of that launch so far? Because it finally happened. It took him, an extra hour and 40-ish minutes, but a wayward boat and a cruise ship and some fueling issues and a bunch of other stuff. But it finally launched. Almost halfway to Seco. Seco is high. It's almost 360-ish kilometers.
You can see on the left there the path that the rocket has traced so far on its trajectory, pretty much due east right down the center of that corridor.
Look at that.
5 minutes into flight, everything looking good. And we're going to expect this burn to continue until about 8.5 minutes after liftoff.
No, 3-ish minutes until
Yeah, the
Seco.
8.5 minute mark, that's when we will receive the second engine.
Shut off. Ha ha ha. I shut you up. But yeah, so it's going good. It's got another 3-ish minutes until Seco. Yeah. One from the previous mistakes. Obviously, because the fairing separated. And the rocket didn't pull a warning out of toes. If you know what I mean. That's Chris Kemp. There on the tunnel. And now they're all waving at the camera. Yep. Getting close to Seco. It's 400 and almost 170 kilometers in the air. It is moving fast. We're moving 5,500 meters a second. Look at it hauling. Almost Seco. After the payload deploys, I plan on cutting the stream off there. So I can go and eat my lunch. We're getting close. Eat my lunch and use the bathroom. I haven't done that in like 5 hours. I'm not used to doing this yet, by the way. I don't normally stream none of my streams have been this long. Like before this, my longest stream was basically like 2 hours long. I've broken my own record now. You just barely see Earth still. They're just barely in there. Was that supposed to happen? I don't think that was Seco. That was not Seco. That was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen, I don't think. That was not supposed to happen. Great. Woohoo. Great. And the stream is completely silent. Great. Oh god damn it. It was so close to orbital insertion. What happened was the engine died. But like, that sucks. Was so close to orbit too. It was like 15 seconds away. Let's go back. It was like super close. Yeah, it was like just under a minute away from Seco. It was so close to orbital velocity. Something went wrong with the engine. That's what that was. Well, that's it for this stream. That sucks. I was going so well. What is this? Why are you going late? No. I don't... Thank you. Well, that's it for this stream. I hope you all enjoyed being with me for like 3 hours. 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 7 seconds to be exact. Oh, that sucks so much. It was so close. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll retweet stuff if it happens and whatnot. But, until then... I am Joe the Teenage Astronaut.